Hello there. Welcome to another edition of GHB Spotlight. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. I'm with Mr. Wally Kurth, folks.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy quarantine.
He's in quarantine. I'm home. He's home. I was going to ask you, how are you doing?
Honestly, I am getting a little bit of cabin fever. I realize I really love my job, and I miss all the people that I work with.
Yeah.
And I love my wife. I love my son. We have a beautiful home. I'm lucky, but I like getting out and being in the world. And I love studying lines. I love, looking at the scripts and deciding how it's all going to work out. And, I miss those work type days.
Yeah.
Of learning my lines and then going to work. Yeah.
It must be a trip. It must be because it's like right now everything just shut down. Like all of a sudden over the course of 3 or 4 days, Hollywood shut down. We're all at home. Like okay, now what? Now we're going into month 2 now. We're beginning of month 2 kind of this. So it's kind of like, this is interesting.
On Friday the 13th, I was at GH that day, and Frank let us all know that they were hoping to come back April 15th. And at the time we were like, wow, that's a long time. That's, we're going to use this and this and this. And of course now it probably won't be till at least June 1st. That's my optimistic begin date, but I'm probably too optimistic.
Yeah, no, really, I know. I'm trying to be up to. I want to get back to. I like being in the studio. I like the whole collaboration. I love all that stuff. I'm sure you do too. You love that stuff.
I do. I realize I'm addicted.
I'm addicted. You're addicted.
I'm addicted.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's more than just a job.
Yeah.
It's like I realize it's part of who I am.
You've done it for a long time.
Yeah, and it's like an art. It's my art, and it's my expression, and it connects me, and it's it's a passion, I guess. That's a good word to describe it.
I'm sorry, your wallpaper.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by it. I am fascinated. I love it.
I'm sitting in our dining room. Yeah, we got that wallpaper. Deborah picked that up.
I love it.
There's my piano.
Oh, your piano. There's your piano. Oh, see, I have a little keyboard back here. You got a piano. I got a keyboard with a gold microphone.
I've been banging on that piano a lot.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Fun.
Any new songs coming out of you, or anything coming out of you, or just all old standards and stuff?
Well, I'm definitely I'm working out the kinks on "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." I've always sort of like I could bang it out. I have an Elton John songbook over there, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to learn this thing and memorize it and make it my own. I mean, I can go through. I got a bunch of songbooks over there, and I can go through and play enough of the chords to get through and sing anything.
Yeah.
But to really sit down and concentrate on it, whether it's a guitar song or a piano song, I need to do it a lot. I need to do it and just sort of and live with it, and like a script, and own it, and know what the lyrics mean and what they mean to me, and what's going on musically and lyrically, and really, sometimes I'll look at a song and a song that I've been heard on the radio for years and years and years, and then when I learn it, I'm like, I didn't realize this what the song is about. It's almost like I didn't really listen that closely to it, or I found something else that in addition to what I thought that the lyrics really were expressing. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And
Elton John, obviously piano heavy friendly. I mean, his songs obviously. So that must be it must be at least an advantage.
What's that?
That his song, he's a piano player himself, and his songs are kind of piano. Aren't they piano heavy anyway? His songs.
Elton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all piano. Yeah.
I'm saying for you, it must be a little easier, at least that his song is kind of geared towards.
Yeah. Oh, like Stevie Wonder. I have a Stevie Wonder songbook, and I just love that. His chords, he's got some really wonderfully just juicy chords, and my wife's always saying, "Play knocks me off my feet."
His 70s output, folks, if you don't understand, he put out like 4 albums in a row. Music on My Mind, Intervisions, Talking Book, Songs That Heal Life. I mean, like, if you don't hear anything else, those 4 albums alone, are you talking about juicy? I mean, like.
I was at college and my girlfriend introduced me. Well, Songs in the Key of Life just came out. And she goes, "Oh, we got to get the Stevie Wonder album." I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm from Montana. I didn't have a Stevie Wonder album. Just didn't. Had a lot of Allman Brothers and
oh yeah,
Marshall Tucker and
oh yeah.
I was still listening to the Doors and more rock and roll.
Oh yeah.
But boy, Stevie, that album, I just fell in love with it. I still listen to it. And the songs are so good. And the core, it's just songs. And then I kind of went back and got into Intervisions, and I got a huge, big catalog, big songbook. Yeah. So a lot of the songs are from Intervisions. In fact, a couple of songs I'm not familiar with, so I should probably go back. You were saying Intervisions. What was the other one? Talking Book.
And Music in My Mind. They all came out in a row. They all four came out like in the early 70s, and it came to, just that the engineers that worked on that album, the chord progressions. I'm a musician too, so all that stuff. You listen to them sonically, they sound still good to this day.
All those major sevens, major ninths. I know.
And he's blind.
Anyway.
So that's the part that's even more amazing. And he's blind. Yeah. So it's like, talk about if he can't do it.
It's probably why he's so good. He's listening. He's hearing things that we don't hear.
That's true.
He's just tuning in, especially music. And when I close my eyes, I definitely hear parts and music better than when my eyes are open.
I had a director once who was like that, who always, when we would do something, when I did a few acting things, he would turn away. And he'd say, to listen. Because we already did the blocking and all that stuff was fine. But he's like, I want to hear you guys do the dialogue. And he said he felt better by turning away.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, very interesting. So,
yes.
Okay, before we get to General Hospital, I got to talk about Days of Our Lives for a little bit because I had Freddie Smith on the other day, and Freddie said this, and I'm mostly quoting, but kind of paraphrasing, but quoting. He said, because you had said at Day of Days when I saw you last, you said some of the most challenging work is coming up. It's coming up. You said all my career. You said some of my most challenging work is coming. You were very excited about it. Well, okay. So after that time jump and all the stuff with Adrian, that whole week's worth of stuff, I asked Freddie, I said, how did he get through it? And he said, all I had to do was look at Wally's eyes, and I believed him, and it happened. Amazing work, Wally. Amazing work that you guys did that week.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Honestly, I have to say it's so funny, and because there was a scene that they cut. It was my really big breakdown scene. I always thought the only way this is going to work is if you really see Justin go low.
Oh yeah.
And just be broken. So I knew I had to go there. I think the show was long, and they showed just the clip of me at the beginning of it. Then I turn around is when I break down into Sonny's arms and Sonny holds me. And I just start talking about her, and we're in the gurneys right there. She died. Yeah. We did a bunch of scenes there. Okay. They probably thought, well, we've done enough scenes there. Sonny went there, he broke down. And I know Matt's scene was cut, so I don't feel that bad. But anyway, I guess I do because I mentioned it.
Yeah.
But that scene in particular, I think did help him. And he was just like, I remember him just like, kind of wide-eyed because I was just, I just like let go, and kind of like when I first found out, but more, like I just sort of let myself go, and you just had to go there. I just knew that for the sake of the story, and I could, I just had to be. No one would believe that. Well, okay, Justin, what a quick rebound. First of all, 3 minutes later, they're together.
Yeah.
And by God, I still, just the other scene, I was watching the episode the other day where I tell Steve that I was at a loss, and I, completely, I was just done. I didn't know where I was. I mean, it was important that I played that, and that the audience could see that, because I talk about it, and I still talk about it. So anyway, it's nice of Freddie to say that. That was very kind of him.
Now, I know you're an actor, so I know, man, I say this, I know you're an actor. And you're acting, so you have your techniques, you're acting. But the question is, because of your long history with Judy Evans, who played Adrian, was there any kind of sense of crossover for the emotions? You're saying goodbye to her.
Yes, but I knew I wasn't saying goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know where it was going to go, but I just, for some reason, just didn't think that this would be it. And there is some truth. Like when I said goodbye to Jane, all the emotion that came out when I said goodbye to Jane, when she, as Tracy, in that other show that I do.
Yeah, we'll put that in a second. Yeah, that General Hospital show.
It was easy for me just to use Jane. But in this situation, honestly, James, I thought, I have never witnessed the love of my life die.
Yeah.
So honestly, I used the words. I honestly just, as an actor, you can get to, you got to go there. You got to go there, right? You got to go to that place. And like, you can do it either two ways. You can either drag the words with you, or you can let the words take you. And I've done a lot of this lately where this past year, I'm trying, in order to do that, you have to trust your instincts. You have to trust that you'll get there, and your emotions will be with the words. But I just allowed myself to be there and just like empty and let the words take it. And you realize that your subconscious, your psyche knows what's going on. You've read the script. This is the love of your life, and she's laying on this gurney. So you just make a little switch, like just imagine that this is what's happening. Yeah. And your words so well, and I just allowed myself to just dive in and not question, trust myself, and trust the work that I did, and I continue to do that. I mean, in that sense, we got some scenes coming up that I'm really looking forward to, because in very different ways, I use that same thing. Like, you know what, Wally, just pretend like you've never done this before, and use the words, use the writer's imagination, and just go there. And if I couldn't do it, if I was like, if I wasn't getting a good response, or if I felt like I was acting, or if I felt like I was, I can tell when I'm not there, when I'm not connected and I'm not there. Yeah. If I felt like that, I'd do the old route, like, okay, let's use some of my own stuff. Let's use Judy. Let's use my own thing. I'm going to bring myself and take the words with me to where I got to go. Yeah. But this time I just sort of allowed myself to just be in neutral, and allowed whatever gear, the script was going to put me in, I was going to follow it, It was amazing. It's been really fun, really liberating. And, if you do this acting thing for so long, you have to find different techniques, different ways of getting through the material. Because sometimes, and like 6 months from now, if you talk to me, I would say I don't even do that anymore. I do something else to get to where I got to go. Yeah. But for this past year, with all this emotional stuff, I said, you know what? This is territory I've never been. I'm just going to use my imagination and just go. Let it take me there.
Are you surprised how well received the Justin Kayla thing has been? Yeah. There are Justin Kayla fans. I was surprised myself as a fan watching it. I like them together. Nice, mature couple. Long history. Obviously long history, kind of interrelated. Yeah. But it worked. It works.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I think so too. And at the time I was doing it, I thought it worked. We were like two mature actors. We've known each other, and the story makes sense. Yes. We both lose the love of our life. We have each other's there to support each other and be friends first. That monologue that I gave to Stephen the other day about, it wasn't just this white and, shining armor coming and rescuing her. It was just a series of little rescues. Yeah. It wasn't the big rescue. Mm-hmm. But no, I do. And it's been gratifying, because there's a few people that I'm on Twitter more than anything else, but there'll be, a couple people who make a comment like, I'm really Steve and Kayla, they're my couple, but I have to say, I'm being convinced. Yep. I'm being a little bit persuaded, like they're not so bad, and that kind of thing. So that's always nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
And yeah, so
we don't think it change,
because you don't want to. The whole idea is we're here to entertain you. we're here to have fun, and we're telling this romance novel on videotape. So hopefully, if you're going to be telling a romance story, that it is romantic, it's engaging, and it has rooting interest.
Yeah, exactly.
Rooting it.
Now, switching over to General Hospital, that other little show you do, As I call it, 2 out of 4 ain't bad because you're on 2 of the 4 shows. So I'm like, there you go, kids. He's on these shows. It's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. You have family on both shows. Now we go to General Hospital. I want to say, bring on Amanda as Brook Lynn, genius. She seems like she's a cross between Lois and Ned's daughter.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. She has that quality. You're right.
She does completely. I mean, just like
she has a really equal quality of both Ned and Lois. It's very true. She's so fun to work with, and she's such a pro. Because let's face it, in this world where we have to do things very quickly, it's nice to have an actress coming in with a big role like that and have some experience.
Yes,
and she's had experience before with Gossip Girl and One Life to Live, so she's, and I think it's also, I mean, Amanda can speak for herself, but Frank sort of called her out of the blue. She didn't even really audition. She Frank had known her, and this is what I want to do. So she hadn't really been working. She'd been a mom. She had 2 young kids. Wow. So I think that also kind of I think it, in a good way, she wasn't out there looking for a job, so she was we got her in a good frame of mind.
Yeah.
She's super happy, she's in starting a new family, and her husband's lovely. And, I think
the fans like her. The fans, I feel like they've done a great job integrating her into the family.
Yeah, and let's face it, she doesn't do altogether likable things. And she's always saying like, oh my God, the fans are going to hate me. And I'm like, no, they won't. You're doing great. Even though you might be doing something that's like a little bit, questionable, the way you're delivering it, the way you're doing it is just, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, she's good. She's good. I think it's interesting because I thought, okay, they're bringing back Ned's daughter. Okay, that's kind of nice. I mean, like, it anchors you a little more in there because now you have your daughter there. Now, yes, you are married on the show. And I think, do you feel like Ned and Olivia are now the new Edward and Lila on some level? I mean, that's of the Quartermaines. No, I think somebody said that. I go, well, no, not really. They're just like, they're a couple. I mean, no.
Let's not get carried away.
Exactly. That's what I said. I go, man, I don't think
we're just another couple living at the mansion. Let's be honest. There's a lot of people living at the mansion.
There is right now. Is that crazy? There's a bunch of. First, we had a few years ago 1 or 2 Quartermaines. Now it's like 20 in the house living over there.
Well, I guess maybe Edward and Lila had a little time alone before Monica came back, and Monica and Alan. Honestly, but they were pretty much there from the beginning too. So I guess maybe they didn't have a honeymoon. But no, let's face it.
Yeah. I want to ask your opinion. Do you think? I mean, this is just we haven't got any further of this, but do you think Ned really? I feel like Ned does want the ELQ spot again. I think he's being gracious to Michael, but I think he wants it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. He said it. The writers have sort of hinted at it, once or twice. But it's interesting. Whenever Ned is with Michael, he's very gracious, and when I say gracious, I mean accommodating. Like I'm just going in.
Exactly.
You're taking some time off, and he's done it twice now.
Yes, he has.
I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why they're waiting. Because whatever happens next, I mean, I watch the show like everyone else.
Yeah.
So even though Ned doesn't know yet that Valentine is buying up stock,
right?
Wally does.
Wally knows. Yes, exactly.
So I'm thinking that hopefully I'll be, I'll be the one that has to face Valentine down. That'll be fun.
That'll be fun. James Patrick Stewart and you, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Oh yeah,
and he's a great actor.
He's a wonderful actor, and he's a friend, and so I've been telling him, like, every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I'm so glad you're buying up stock. We have some scenes together.
But people really love the Quartermaines. You know this, and so I know people have been really wanting more Quartermaine. ELQ is a character. ELQ itself, would you agree, is a character?
Seems like it. Sure seems like it. I mean, let's face it. From the time I've been on the show, which was in 1991, I remember like the very first few episodes, I was in the ELQ boardroom.
Yes.
And Luke was there, and
yes.
Paul Hornsby, and that was when I was stealing. I was trying to get it back from Paul Hornsby.
And the whole Jenny stuff and everybody, all this stuff.
A lot of boardroom talk, a lot of ELQ machinations there.
Yeah.
And let's face it, all along they've never really let the ELQ that whole story.
No,
you're right. It really is like it's a character.
I feel like it's a character. It's been around for so long, different incarnations, different Quartermaines in there. But Ned is not too far.
And we've got some scenes coming up that you'll see in the next couple of weeks where I speak very dearly of ELQ and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So once again, that is it really does have a personality and character.
It does. Yeah. So I mean, this show. I mean, how long have you been on in daytime total at this point? How many years now at this point? 33, 34, 32?
I started in January of 1825. I've been doing a lot of research on this script, right? And it's all 1800s. 1987, January 1987.
I remember that year. I remember that year very well. Yes, I remember 87. Yes.
1987, January. And I left in January of 1991 after a 4-year stint.
Yeah.
And then, and I bought a house, which was sort of stupid. So I really needed to get to work because I had a mortgage to pay. And luckily, 6 months later, Ned came up. And I don't need to tell the whole story, but then I got on there, starting there August of 91. And that was a long run. I think I didn't leave till 2004, 2005, I think maybe early 5.
It was a long run. It was a long
early 5. So it was like 14 years.
Yeah. Well, and now both shows.
And then I left, and then I didn't come back and then I didn't do anything till 2009. So I was gone. A good 4 years I was out of work.
Because you did
a short little stint on As the World Turns.
Yeah.
So I worked with Maura for a few months on As the World Turns in the end of 2008, and then I started working in July of 2009 on Days. So I've been on Days for, almost 11 years. I've been back.
Wow,
which is crazy.
That's crazy.
I never dreamed I'd be back on Days. I never did, which has been really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Because there was that long gap. I mean, you were talking 91 to 2009. I mean, that's a long gap.
18 years.
Yeah, I'm sure you thought, I'm going to come there. They're not going to call me back. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Because you are watching like the rest of us. I've been actually thought it's very clever that to stretch out episodes, because we're in this strange time period, they've been adding flashbacks to stories. I thought it was very clever. I think, what are your thoughts on that for General Hospital? What are your thoughts on that?
On the Friday?
They've been doing these extra, they've been putting lots of flashbacks in the episodes to kind of like elongate the shows. They've been like, they have been. I don't even know if they've been doing that. Yes, they've been doing that. And then Friday is the classic episodes. And so what with the classic ones, what do you think about those? What do you think about that? The classic episodes.
I like the classic ones. Yeah. I didn't know that they were doing that. I didn't know they were extending it that way.
Yeah, they're doing that. Mm-hmm. It's very smart.
It is very smart.
Very smart.
I don't think you want to have a week or two go by without any episodes.
Well, the CBS ones starting this Thursday, there'll be no new episodes. I guess I heard. First time in 47 years. Young and the Restless will have no new episodes. They decided they made the announcement yesterday. They decided that they're going to do they're going to first start out a week with honoring Jeannie Cooper, who played Catherine Chancellor. They're going to do a whole week of her. And that's smart because she was a very popular character. Bold and Beautiful, I'm not sure what they're doing yet. Not sure, but they announced the same thing. They'll have no new episodes or something. It's going to be like this weird, just like, that's it. I mean, but Days of Our Lives, of course, films 10,000 years in advance. So I mean, they're like, ha ha ha, we're gonna be on for a while. Who would have thought? Who would have thought they were ahead of the game? Exactly. Isn't that funny? People made fun of them for moving so far in advance. Even the actors were like, yeah, we're like 8 months in advance. Like, what's going on? But ha 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 now. Exactly. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was too far ahead. And so yeah, here we are. It's paying off now. Yeah, but let me ask you a question. With the classic episodes, if they said, okay, we want to show a classic Ned episode, what did any of them come to mind that you wouldn't mind seeing again on TV? Well, I'd probably say, during the Eddie Maine era. Oh, yeah.
all those fantasies that we did, and Lois.
Yes.
And yeah, definitely the musical part. You know, that whole double life. I had two wives.
Yes, Catherine. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Lois jumping out of the cake, and
yes.
I mean, there was a lot of fun stuff there. That whole show was rock and rolling back then.
I remember.
Hopefully they will show some of that early '90s. This was like the early to mid '90s.
Yes.
That was kind of a heyday. It was Claire Labine at her best.
Yes, Claire Labine. That's right.
She was in her very fertile imagination. Oh my God, the Stone, the AIDS storyline,
yes,
all, and just, you know, I could go on and on and on. There was just everyone. I mean, the heart transplant.
Yes, the BJ storyline. Yes,
BJ storyline. I mean, there were some. I'd love to see some of that early '90s episodes.
Yeah.
You know, just because the whole show was so good and so strong. I mean, certainly that whole the death of Stone. Yeah, would be a great episode. Even if I wasn't on it, I'd like to see it.
Right. That's what I was saying. Those are great answers. I was like, yeah, show the early '90s. So some really good stuff. There's always jokes about Eddie Maine. Some people will say they'll say something to you about Eddie Maine once in a while. Currently, would you mind bringing Eddie back for a minute? Or could you wear the leather pants again? Could you wear it, or is that done? Hey, yeah, you start laughing. Or is that done?
I think it's done.
It's done.
I think it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I sing, you know, at the nurses' ball, which is great.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think you know, the whole double life, you know, music, rock and roll, you know, it's a young man's. You know what I mean? That's a young man's sport, and I think that was great for Ned, because Ned really needed to kind of get out of the suit. You know, he was like a, you know, kind of a buttoned up guy, and so that was kind of a cool little, you know, part of his personality that the audience got to see. No, I mean, you know, now especially we just don't have the money and we don't have the time to do any musical productions. I mean, this nurses' ball I know was going to be a very pared down nurses' ball. I mean, think about all the singing I don't know if you watched on Days of Our Lives back in that time, '87. I was singing all the time.
I know.
People post all these things that I see, and I'm like, I don't even remember singing that song, but I did. It was me singing.
Right.
And I'm like, I know I sang them all live, like that James Taylor song.
Yeah.
I remember singing. I forgot about that. I mean, there's just a lot of, and they can't afford to pay for a James Taylor song or any other song. You know, so
leather pants are hung up.
I got to be realistic and just say I don't even want to put my mind to go there, because I just don't think they'll never bring the leather pants back.
They're done. Lastly, guys, I want to thank you for your time. Lastly, how was it having Jane Eliott back for a little bit?
It was great.
With her cute haircut, she had nice little hair and everything.
And I think we can get her back too.
Oh, good.
So this is a scoop.
A scoop. Okay.
You always want a scoop, don't you, James?
I do want a scoop. You know I do. Yeah, I do. Well, the thing is, people love, you know this.
By the way, this is my tennis elbow on my
I know those things.
I got tendonitis.
Tendonitis hurts, folks. It's not fun.
Hurt.
It is not fun.
My wife told me to get a cortisone shot, but I'm too much of a baby, so I'm doing physical therapy instead. And it hurts just as much. I mean, my arm's killing me, and I should have gotten the cortisone shot 2 weeks ago. So it's my own damn fault.
Don't you know the wife's always right? Have you not said yet?
Well, because she can get them, she can take them, but the doctor told me that they hurt.
Well, yeah, they hurt.
And I didn't know about that.
Men are big baby. Men are big baby. Women have strong pain tolerance. We don't.
That's what he said. He said, well, your wife's got a stronger pain threshold. I said, you're absolutely right about that.
Oh, yeah.
And so she could take a shot, but I can't, because I know me. I can't do it.
Yes.
What was your question?
I was saying that Jane Eliott, it was good having her again. And
Jane, yes.
Yeah.
So Jane, yeah. So anyway, the scoop is that Jane had such fun, and I think it was really great for the show. And I think she'll, I think she's going to come back. She goes, I'm not opposed. So that's good.
The fans love her. You know that. The fans love her. They love her and her character.
It'll be like she comes in for maybe 10, 12 episodes, and then she might be gone for another 3 or 4 months, then come back in. So it's not going to be continuous, but that's going to be perfect for her. She'll love it.
That's good. I think it's good. Wally Kurth, thanks for always being so gracious to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Always.
James, good seeing you in a little square box.
Yes. Now I'm gonna go to my little keyboard, not my piano, my little keyboard, and play some stuff.
All right.
Wally Kurth, of course, you can find him on both shows, General Hospital and on Days of Our Lives, and you can watch those daily. And he's at Wally Kurth on Facebook. You have a Wally Kurth's page.
Wally's page.
Wally's page.
And then I think on fans of Wally's on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I don't have an Instagram. I mean, I have an Instagram, but I don't have it.
He's not on there. He's not on there.
I need to learn Instagram, James.
Yeah.
That's what.
It's the hot place now. Instagram. Everybody, all the cool kids are on Instagram, Wally.
I know. And plus, I'm always like, I'd rather drop a picture in anyway. I'm always at the beach, and I'm always like, this would be a beautiful picture, but you don't want to put too many pictures on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just, and Twitter's, I mean, I follow a lot of different, writers and all that kind of thing on Twitter, and it's definitely not such a great fan type site, but Crystal Chappelle got me into Twitter. Remember when she was on the show back in 2010?
Yes.
She goes, Wally, you have to do Twitter. I'm like, what do you do? And she dialed it in for me. We were on a plane flying somewhere.
And guess who I'm interviewing tomorrow? Crystal Chappelle.
Oh, you send her my love.
I'm interviewing her tomorrow. So we're gonna talk about her Venice, the series, doing all this stuff she's doing. She's doing it. She does everything. Crystal does everything.
Yeah.
She's
all right, James.
Thank you very much, Wally. Take care.
Peace.